Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have a new item for you. Actually, something that you can pick up at your local Harbor Freight. And as actually while I was going through the store, this kind of popped out at me as it's something I could use. I wouldn't say on a daily basis, but for special projects, this item kind of sticks out to me. So, new item that just landed. I mean, I can't tell you exactly how soon it landed, but relatively in the last little bit, this popped up at Harbor Freight, and I think it's something different that it's worth exploring here. So we'll take a quick look. I mean, I haven't even opened it up yet, but let's take a look at what all is in here. Obviously, it's the Quinn brand. It's a sub brand of Harbor Freight, and they call it the Comfort Grip Scraper. Now, your part number is right here. It is part number 59128. And I mean, it looks like a normal scraper, but it does have some neat items to it that I'm excited to actually kind of check out and see what it does. So adjustable to 4 lengths. So I believe this is how you do it. Push this button here, and it extends out. And it has a built-in storage compartment, which I imagine is this section back here. And then there's several blades in here that we could take a look at. And then it obviously talks about those blades. And of course, Harbor Freight's lifetime warranty. So if you ever have an issue with this product, take it back to your Harbor Freight. Most Harbor Freights, at least mine, has been really good about returns on items like this, but you know, each Harbor Freight may vary. But take a look on the back. Comfort handle non-slip usage. Non-slip usage. We'll double check that out. It extends to 9.5 inches, so that's fairly long for a scraper. Um, and of course, made in China. So let's crack this bad boy open and take a look at what all is in here. So, first and foremost, oh, that's actually a unique scraper blade. That's a solid, not even a razor blade. Interesting. If you guys could see that, I didn't realize that till now, but that is a fixed piece of steel. I mean, that's got some girth to it there, and it is sharp on both edges. I will say it, however, that is not a nice clean edge put on there. And if you look at the very tip, and this is going to be challenging on the camera, but it is still blunt on the end. Very, very close to becoming an edge, but not quite. So both sides ground down to give you a nice, I mean, even on here, got some concrete on here. Does a good job removing. So not bad. All right, let's try this extension out. So supposedly 4 sections you could go at with this. Huh. So there's one. There's two. It's a little wobbly, but not bad. 3. It's a little hard finding it. There's a little bit of resistance in the handle itself, and maybe it's because there's rubber in there, but a little bit of resistance. And the 4th. So let's try it fully extended. As you can hear, it locked there. Oh yeah, that's not bad. There is a little bit of up and down play. But, I wouldn't say it's excessive. Yeah. And then as you can see on the head here, there is a slight angle, maybe 15 degrees. You can see there in the camera. There's a slight angle, which is nice because you want that edge to catch flat on the surface you're scraping. So not bad. It does have a finger tightening, which I actually do appreciate because many just have the screw, and sometimes you just don't want to go through all that effort. It makes it really easy to quickly loosen and remove. As you can see here, there's our blade. And let's check out these other blades real quick. What all comes in this package? Oh, interesting. So right here, let's see if we can get this in camera. You have about a 45-degree angle scraping blade. And this is actually has some fairly good heft to it. That is better than most Chinesium. And once again, that edge is a little, it's not quite perfect. So I'll bring it back into focus for you guys. Not quite perfect as far as that. You can see it's a little rough across the edge, but the very tip is relatively smooth. Just this grinding pattern isn't perfect. Underneath there is no grinding. There's a smooth surface, and there's almost an edge, actually a little bit more of an edge than the straight version. So I imagine the point of this is as you get it on there and you want to scrape off material, yeah, that would not be a bad option to run with. Let's try that out real quick. So again, finger tightening is very easy. And then if you want to come back with the screwdriver, put the last little bit on, gets it nice and tight. But if you're just trying to scrape off some material without digging in, worrying about digging in, because sometimes with these straight edges, you could dig in to material. This ideally be more for scraping. And that edge should hold up pretty good because it feels like a denser steel. So, yeah, not bad. Relatively surprised. So we've got that right there. Let's take a look real quick then at these other blades. Obviously, your standard box cutting blade. Nothing fancy there. Actually feels really cheap. And these are actually kind of new to the scene. These are your plastic kind of box blades or razor blades. And they actually have an edge to them. And the fancy thing or nice thing about these, at least for the applications I use them for, is when you're working with surfaces that you don't want to mar. So if you're working on, say, plastics or paint, right, and you want to get a good clean, like for instance, I used to remove decals from fleet vehicles and use something like this, right? Spray a little bit of brake clean on there and come in with this and scrape it right off. This works great. But yeah, once again, if you're talking about softer surfaces that aren't metal, say metal or glass, your plastics, other plastics, paints, and you don't want to damage them, this is a good go-to. But of course, as you use them, they tend to wear out pretty. I mean, I won't say super quick, but they'll wear out pretty quick. But all in all, pretty good setup. I like that. I like these extra edges that come on here. That's an added plus, right? Having these extra scraping blades, be it straight or the 45. Me personally, what I use these for, on my house, some paint removal, removing. I think the most I use these for, especially, is if you're removing gasket material. So on engines, be it head gaskets, intake, exhaust manifold gaskets, uh, anything that's got a relatively flat surface. I traditionally use just this blade. It doesn't take long to screw one of these up and replace them, but that's the point. These are meant for that application. But I might try these out next time. And they are a little bit harder, but I mean, take your time. As long as that edge is relatively smooth, maybe I could take a little sharpening stone of that, make sure it's clean on that edge. But I mean, pricing wise, I know this was sub $20. I want to say it's just above $10 for this tool. I'll post a link for you guys in the description for you to go check it out at Harbor Freight's website, so you can see for yourself what all the specifics are on this tool, but also what the price is. And right now the price isn't bad for it. So yeah, all in all, great tool. I think you should check it out, especially if you want a scraper tool that has an extendable. I mean, because it's nice to get in there tight spaces, but then also be able to extend it out when you have the room to be able to get that extra leverage on there. So I feel like the marketplace is missing this type of scraping tool, and I think Harbor Freight has actually done a good job jumping in and offering this QUINN Comfort Grip Scraper. I will say that the handholds, just real quick, this is a rubber overmold. It is quite soft. It's nice. And then you have your harder plastics. Both the QUINN it's harder plastics. Yeah, so overmolding plastics. All in all, it feels good, works good, and yeah, thanks guys for watching. Please subscribe, and please leave a comment. What do you think about this for your guys' application? Is there something I'm missing application wise that would work? Love to hear your thoughts. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon. All right.